Aloha, I am Richard Melendez, and this is The Thought Balloon on ThinkTech Hawaii. The Thought Balloon is where I share reviews and discuss topics related to comic books and graphic novels. Last time, I spoke a bit about new versions of familiar characters and also touched upon how myths evolve in their retellings across generations. Today, I take a look at a sort of melding of these two concepts. Now, thanks to Marvel's movies, everyone knows who Thor is. Tall, golden-haired hero with disarmingly good looks and Anthony Hopkins for a father. Of course, the character of Thor dates back far longer than Marvel's publishing history. He was a prominent character in Norse mythology, and it's from that mythology that a new comic series pulls from, albeit with a twist. The series is called Ragnarok. If you know your Norse mythology, Ragnarok is the name of the long-foretold twilight of the gods. Think of it as the Norse version of the biblical revelations. Everything comes to a head, evil triumphs, Asgard is left in ruins, and all the gods have fallen in battle. That is how the mythological tale of Ragnarok ends. But Ragnarok the comic picks up centuries after that final battle, where a withered, undead Thor awakens to find the world he once knew is now a wasteland. At first, he doesn't know what's become of the world, nor how he ended up where he is. He's got many questions, and he sets out to find those answers. Along the way, he encounters the current residents of this realm and is able to piece together what's happened over the last few hundred years. Meanwhile, there are forces conspiring against Thor, beings who tried to prevent his reawakening, and those who wish to bring him down. Now, Ragnarok feels a bit like a Clint Eastwood Western, or a Mad Max film even, and that we have a lone warrior traveling the Badlands, doing good along the way. And as you'd imagine, this has more than just passing touches of Conan the Barbarian, Lord of the Rings, and other fantasy stories that feature magic, monsters, and swordplay. Thor is familiar to many, and Marvel, along with many other publishers and film studios, have played with some interpretation of this character. But the version of Thor seen in Ragnarok is Thor after the apocalypse. Not the nuclear apocalypse we're used to seeing in pop culture, but rather it's the apocalypse that is brought down upon the gods. It's a novel and intriguing setup that pulls straight from the source material while touching upon other genres to give a fresh spin on the character and his setting. Ragnarok displays a wry sense of humor, conveyed mostly in the banter between Thor and the individuals he meets along his journey. It adds a measured bit of levity in an otherwise dark setting. However, while it is dark, the setting is also grand and epic. We're never left to forget that this is an otherworldly realm, and all of this is rendered beautifully by Walt Simonson, who handles both the writing and the art. His unique art style appropriately balances the drabness of a destroyed landscape while still capturing its epic scale. His art can also handle a simple conversation or choreograph an exciting sword fight. Simonson is an accomplished artist, but also very much a seasoned storyteller who knows how to compose his panels and pages to move the story forward or skillfully keep a moment suspended. Now, for example, there's one page in the 6th issue that consists only of 7 panels of Thor holding the remains of his dead wife. There's no text until that last panel. In lesser hands, this could have felt redundant or unnecessarily drawn out, but Simonson is a master at his craft and is able to lend the appropriate weight to this sad moment. Now, longtime comic readers may recognize Walt Simonson's name. Simonson has had a long career in comics, working on many of the major characters published by both Marvel and DC Comics. He's perhaps best known for his work on Marvel's version of Thor during the mid-'80s. Many of the concepts and characters he had in creating are still around today, and have even found their way into the movies. So yes, Simonson is quite familiar with Thor, but again, this isn't Marvel's Thor, and this isn't a retelling of familiar myths. Ragnarok draws from the old to give us something entirely new and fresh. And though Walt Simonson has been working in comics since the 1970s, this comic proves that he's still got it. Ragnarok is Simonson at the top of his game. The 6th issue of Ragnarok was just released last week, so it won't be difficult to jump on board and get caught up. Thank you for watching The Thought Balloon on ThinkTech Hawaii. I am Richard Melendez. Until next time.